I first got into MMA by walking into St. Charles MMA. Watched a lot of it growing up, and one day I just decided, why not? Let's go see what's going on. Walked into a gym, happened to be Mike Rogers' gym, and inside of there, a lot of tough guys, and I got to experience that firsthand. Got my ass beat by a guy that was like half my size, and I guess my pride wouldn't let me not go back in there, and the rest is history. I went back in, and here I am today. Growing up, I played baseball, football, soccer, and track and field. It was myself just wanting to see, if I could hang with the guys that was in there. And at the time, upon walking into Mike's gym for the first time, I couldn't, but my will, to continue to go in there, allowed me to make it to where I am today. So I first got started in about 2020, and that was the year I had my first son. And so I was kind of doing it, kind of not doing it, and I started to take it a little bit more seriously as he started growing older and spending more time in the gym, and just kept showing up every day. Early days, early St. Charles MMA was awesome. I had a lot of fun in there. A lot of time, a lot of 2-a-day training, 3-a-day training days, a lot of hard times at nights, 5-6 days a week training, sometimes 7 early, hard trainings with a lot of big guys. Memorable moment would be the very first time I walked into Mike Rogers' gym. I got my ass beat by a guy who was half my size, and that guy ended up being CJ Hunter. And that sense of pridefulness, I got to get that one back. I got to be able to come back in here and show my face again, allow me to will myself to go back in there and get better. Every single day I walked in there, and clearly it shows. So. Role models and influences, definitely Dominic Cruz, got to be Uriah Faber, Anderson Silva. That was my early introduction to MMA, and just watching the way those guys move, the way that Dominic moves, the punches, the guillotines from Uriah Faber, the way that Anderson Silva just seemed to float in a different space. He created artwork that the world loved to see. That was very, very enticing to me, very interesting, very, very fun to watch. And upon my journey early, I wanted to be like those guys. Those are the guys I wanted to emulate. Those are the guys I wanted to look like. That's the success I wanted to have at this. And I knew I could do it. I knew I can be that, And so I'm here, trying to prove it. I just want to be successful in every single thing I do. I've been doing this for a long time now, and I just refuse to fail. I refuse to lose. I refuse to not be successful in anything I do that's inside the cage, outside of the cage, and I put in too much work to not be successful in this sport. That's what motivates me. My family believes in me. My team believes in me. Everybody that supports me believes in me. And so I'm going to keep pushing, for myself, for the success of my future, for my family, and for everybody that supports me. Preparing mentally is something I got to do through faith. I got to let the Lord allow me to be where I am in that moment and take me to where He wants to lead me. Whether that be prayer, whether that be just a moment of solitude, it might be music, just to prepare myself, prepare my mind, prepare my body. This is my body that Lord has given strength. And so mentally, I have to rely on Him. And physically, I trust my training. I trust my coaches. I trust my training partners. I trust the preparation, and everything that goes into that is just hours and hours of training, sweat, blood, injuries, and it all won't be for naught. So I will definitely be successful. You need discipline. If you're gonna start doing this without discipline, you got nothing. You lose before you start. So if you want to start doing this, you got to have discipline. And if you don't, build it quick. my wife is amazing. I couldn't have prayed for a better wife. She is my biggest supporter. She's the reason why I'm able to do this. While I'm training, she's watching my two boys doing her job, as well as me doing mine in my training and trying to support the family through this journey. So she's massive, and I wouldn't be able to do this without her. I got fantastic coaches. I got fantastic peers. Jake Roberts is my main coach, and my main training partner is going to be Jackson McVeigh. That's who I came up with. We had a lot of scraps growing in the sport together, coming up. And I just appreciate those guys all the way to the max. My wife, my coaches, my peers, everybody at St. Charles MMA. Mike Rogers is the one, the man. I wouldn't be here, if it wasn't for him opening his gym up to me, opening his arms. And so, yeah, just appreciate those people. Doing this, being married, 2 kids, a home, working full time, being in the military, and then also fighting. It's a lot to juggle, if I'm being honest, but we make it happen, with my team, my support system, my wife, my coaches. We all make it happen. Sometimes my kids have to spend some time with dad at the gym, but it's awesome. It's always awesome. It's always an experience, so being outside of the cage is definitely tough as far as time management goes, when this entails so many hours and hours of training and dedication and discipline things you have to be a part of. I'm also a teammate. I may have to corner, I may have to hold mitts for somebody. So being able to manage the time is the most difficult part outside of the cage, but it's still awesome. I enjoy this life, and I wouldn't give it up for the world. I'm human. I have jitters just like everybody else when it comes to competing. I have thoughts, but I just have to remember, that the doubt or whatever may try to creep in, it's not real. It's all figment of imagination. The pressures of competition are the pressures that I'm putting on myself, and at the end of the day, am I capable? Am I able to perform? Did I do the right training? Did I do the preparation that I needed to do? And the answer is always yes. Yes, I am capable. Yes, I did do the training. I did put in the work. I did have the right people on my corner. I do have the best team, so the pressures of competition are always there because it's competition. But at the end of the day, I can, I will, I do, and I will be successful. And MMA, to me, the biggest thing in sports in general is just discipline. There's so many different ways that things can go for you. If you decide to slack off for a minute, or if you decide to not work as hard or whatever, in MMA, your opponent is training too. They're working just as hard. They want exactly what you want. They might want what you have, so discipline is what is going to set you apart, is what's going to build you for the next level. And the next level is always to be attained. There's always another level. There's always higher. And so, if you don't have discipline, you won't ever get there. And so I just try to instill that in myself. Setbacks for me look like time management, scheduling, injuries. I'm human. I got bones, I bleed too. But I have not dealt with any setbacks thus far. I don't plan to. I don't ever plan to. But in those setbacks, I don't let them get me down. I don't get depressed. I stay headstrong. I keep my faith, and we just move forward no matter what, no matter the injury. We're going to make time. We're going to grow. We're going to get better. We're going to heal. And at the end of the day, like I said, just keep the faith. Fighting's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not for everybody, and not everybody is talented. Not everybody's gifted. Some people have to work very, very hard to be successful in fighting. And for me, I just try not to take what God's given me for granted. Here in this life, God's given me a lot, and so I'm not gonna take it for granted. I refuse to take it for granted. I won't be complacent, and I just want to use what He gave me, you know, to my advantage in every single aspect of my life that I can, especially in fighting. I want to use my gifts and not be complacent. That's it. Fighting is art. Not only do I enjoy it as a sport, you know, the competition aspect of it, but it's art. It's how I express myself. It's creativity. You know, I'm the weird guy that's shadow boxing in the store. I'm the guy that's sitting on the wall with a blank face, and people are wondering what I'm thinking, but really I'm just trying to create things in my mind. So it's definitely a way for me to express myself, and definitely a lot more than a competition aspect. Here because I fought through all that toughness, all the adversities, any injury, any layoff, any time management, you know, life. It's tough, and if you want to do this, you got to know that. And the only way that you're going to be able to fight through that toughness is with discipline. So keep the discipline, stay focused, and keep the faith.